Hey, it's Coop with GamerVision.com here with Jason, the product manager for the upcoming G.I. Joe game. How you doing, Jason?
Doing great.
Can you give us a little background on the project?
Well, it's a really exciting time, and we just announced it today, and we're going in tune with the film, but also have a unique storyline for the game. But it also allows us to kind of fuse in elements from the larger G.I. Joe universe, the toy line, some of the comic book themes, just a lot of the stuff all in one game. It's really, really cool.
Can you describe how the combat's going to work?
Yeah, basically, G.I. Joe is such a character-rich franchise, so we really wanted to pay that off in the gameplay, basically letting players choose which G.I. Joe character they want to be as. But what's great is that you and your friend will basically be able to team up as a co-op team. It's a single screen co-op gameplay. So you and a buddy basically go in, 2 Joes for each mission. You want to pick sort of the best Joes depending on the mission at hand. And the way we kind of break up the various characters is by class. So, Snake Eyes is obviously more nimble, is faster, you can jump, you can do other cool things. Heavy Duty's got a big weaponry, kind of not as nimble, but it brings a lot of firepower. So you basically break it up by class and then the mission and kind of work together as a team.
Other than the different classes having different weapons, are they going to have any other unique abilities?
Yeah, what's great about the way we approach the game is that we want it to be really accessible. So the fact that there's gamer dads out there that grew up with G.I. Joe at a very young age that want to play with their son and kind of for the first time let them experience G.I. Joe. So we wanted to make the controls, no matter who you were, be able to pick up. I mean, literally 2 buttons is all you really need to know. Left thumbstick to move, the right trigger to shoot. However, we wanted to also allow for room for depth in the control scheme. So you can layer on additional things such as cover, evasive moves. We have special actions. Each character has a special action unique to each character. There's also other benefits where if you work as a team and you're doing really well, you get incentivized by being able to put on this thing called the accelerator suit, which is something that you may have seen in sort of the new movie trailer that just came out. They're wearing these really cool kick-ass costumes. Those things are sort of like a big payoff in the game as far as like kind of a quick invincibility, really badass team kind of play.
How many members of the G.I. Joe team are going to be playable in the full version?
So we have 12 Joe characters that you can choose from, but one of the great things about G.I. Joe is there's this larger team at your disposal, and so you'll see a lot of other characters kind of working on the sidelines to help you, whether it's getting enemy intel, and even call in airstrikes from some of your Joe teams, and they'll actually come in and bomb the whole area. It's very, very cool.
Now, you said that the game is going to have some ties to the toy line. Are fans of the toys and the old cartoon going to have a lot to look forward to in this game?
Definitely. There's we've got vehicle play in there, so you can jump into the vehicles. And what's great is, again, being a co-op game, one person can steer the vehicle while the other person's actually controlling the turrets. So you still feel co-op, but there's going to be elements where, for example, you have vehicles from the movie that'll actually be in the game, but then there's some vehicles that are from the classic toy line that we just like, oh, they gotta be in this game. So we've got them in there as well, and then also some of the characters as well. There's the movie definitely has a lot of the key characters that you want to see, but our game goes even more in depth and brings in some of the other characters that I know the fans are really going to be excited about being able to play. So definitely we've tried to cover all the bases. It's difficult to please everyone, especially with a brand like G.I. Joe that has such heritage, but we've done a really great job in trying to bring it all together.
Are there going to be any fun unlockables for people to look forward to?
We definitely have some plans for some cool things as you go through the game. There's tons of different file cards, just like the old classic toy line had a little bit of information and bio about each of the toys, so you can kind of collect those along the way. And but then also there's other incentives as you play through. Unlock additional content. We've got some cool things that kind of throw back to the old classic series that fans are going to enjoy. So we definitely have that in there too.
All right, and when is the game coming out?
Right now we're tracking fine to come out right at the time of the film. The film hits August 7th. Right now we're looking at around that same time frame, and we're actually on pretty much every platform, PS3, X360, Wii, PS2, PSP, and Nintendo DS.
And will any of those, any of the different SKUs have unique features?
Yeah, actually everything except for Nintendo DS is basically the same. But the Nintendo DS game we actually built from the ground up. We have a completely different game design that really leverages the DS hardware. We've got kind of more of a sort of a top-down shooter, classic shooter kind of feel. But it obviously allows for other benefits like connecting 4 DSs together, do some kind of cool Joe versus Cobra action. But yeah, we definitely are, kind of tailoring that experience to that platform, and then the other games, the other platforms are going to mirror kind of the same game that we showed today at the event here.